The following clip you're about to see is a small excerpt taken from my exclusive show on Rumble called Lies You Can Trust. It's fully uncensored because Rumble does freedom of speech. You can check it out live every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. But for now, enjoy this clip. I mentioned I'm going to show you something from my contact on the ground at the site of the hurricane disaster in North Carolina. He called me up Saturday. He was pissed about what he saw. Was he saving lives and bettering lives, delivering supplies, doing helicopter evacuations? Yes, he was. And was he pissed about the resistance the North Carolina governor and FEMA was giving them? Bro, he was beyond pissed. And this is a guy you don't want to piss off. Go to Tim Kennedy's Twitter account. You scroll down, and which is Tim Kennedy MMA on Twitter, and you'll see him talking about anything you see on the news is not true. It does not portray. In fact, it minimizes, maybe deliberately so, the level of catastrophe going on in North Carolina. And of course, Mayorkas, that bald-headed bastard that looks like he's a character out of X-Men, Secretary of Homeland Security, and somehow I guess that makes him the head of FEMA. Apparently. Let's just let him control everything. He says, yeah, FEMA doesn't have enough funding to get through hurricane season. What'd you do with the funding? We're rewarding illegals for coming into our country. We just thought we'd reward them with all that money, which is kind of like, in a way, punishing the hurricane victims. And FEMA is supposed to be disaster relief and emergency situation. So we're not doing that. But get this, our bosses have an agenda to have open borders, flood the country with illegals, destroy society, rig the election. You paid for that. Us at FEMA didn't pay for that. We don't fund anything. We just take your money and then we spend it. Dear God. Let's hear from our senior governor correspondent, Ronda Santis. Of course, governor of Florida, he's got incoming Hurricane Milton, supposed to be Category 4 or so by the time it hits Florida, so it could be pretty catastrophic. And he's out to protect lives in Florida. Yet Kamala Harris is trying to do a little propagandizing and politicization of Ron DeSantis and this hurricane, and therefore using people's lives as pawns, as a means to the end of her political gain. Luckily, our friend Kamala ain't gaining crap recently. But I find this interesting. Take a look at Ron DeSantis just taking none of it from Kamala.
And we've been laser focused on leveraging all resources available, including from the federal government. And I've been in touch with both FEMA and the president, as well as marshaling all our state agencies and working to support our local communities. And so for Kamala Harris to try to say that my sole focus on the people of Florida is somehow selfish is delusional. She has no role in this. In fact, she's been vice president for 3.5 years. I've dealt with a number of storms under this administration. She has never contributed anything to any of these efforts. And so what I think is selfish is her trying to blunder into this. No. And here's the thing. She has no role. No, she has no role in this process. I'm in contact with the president of the United States. I'm in contact with FEMA director. I'm obviously managing all our state agencies. We're supporting all our local government. And I will say this. I've had storms under both President Trump and President Biden, and I've worked well with both of them. She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign. She's trying to get some type of an edge. She knows she's doing poorly, and so she's playing these political games. I don't have time for political games. I've got peoples whose lives are on the line. I've got peoples whose homes and their possessions are on the line, and we are focused 100% on that mission. I'm not worried about playing her political games. And so she is being selfish by trying to blunder into this when we're working just fine.
Well, that backfired on Kamala. Thank you, senior governor correspondent Ron DeSantis, for calling into the show. What does Biden have to say about this? He has been throwing Madam Kamala under the bus a lot recently, and he does it again.
The governor of Florida has been cooperative positive. He said he's gotten all that he needs. I talked to him again yesterday, and I said, no, you're doing a great job. It's all being done well. We thank you for it. And I literally gave my personal phone number to call.
You know, moments of crisis, if nothing else, should really be the moment that anyone who calls themselves a leader says they're going to put politics aside and put the people first. People are in desperate need of support right now, and playing political games at this moment in these crisis situations, these are the height of emergency situations, is just utterly irresponsible, and it is selfish, and it is about political gamesmanship instead of doing the job that you took an oath to do, which is to put the people first.
And she's, of course, talking about Ronda Santis there. So she's playing political games with Ron DeSantis, essentially just trying to get her name attached to hurricane relief, because like she did the opposite of helping with Hurricane Helene. What help is she going to do? Like, yeah, Kamala, come stop the hurricane. Like, what's she going to do? But Biden, back to Biden, throwing Kamala under the bus. Him deliberately saying, yeah, Governor DeSantis is doing a great job. Did you see last week? I don't think we covered it last week. I don't think it was out, but Kamala was set to go live, I think maybe on CNN, if I remember the network correctly, to announce like, hey, the dock worker union strike, shutting down the ports that could have been catastrophic for our economy. She's going to announce, I brokered a deal. She didn't. She's going to own it. Again, she doesn't politicize anything. I brokered a deal. At the exact time that she was set to go live on CNN, Biden deliberately steals the spotlight from her. She was off somewhere and he was in Washington. So he goes into the White House press briefing room where KJP usually talks to the reporters and gets angry and just is a absolute clown. Allegedly, Biden has never been in that room, never done a press conference. So not only the very day, but the very moment Kamala was going to go on CNN and announce she's got this done for American people, Biden goes in there, just take random questions. Just to steal the television spotlight so Kamala can't go on and announce how much credit she wants everybody to give her. I love it. I'm basically a fan of Biden now. And then Biden also recently, he made a deliberate point say that like Biden administration, they've done some screwed up things, screwed up laws, but he made a deliberate point to say, yeah, Kamala she has a major influence in every law we passed. Just because he knows that makes her look terrible. Now, my guess is Biden's lying. I don't think Kamala has done anything as vice president. I love the fact that what Biden's done, therefore what Biden's been instructed to do, it's all nefarious garbage. I hate it. It's anti-American. But I love the fact that she gets wrapped up in the blame for that. So Joe Biden, you get the award for Tyrant Takedown of the Week. You yourself are a tyrant, but we know something about tyrants. Y'all don't operate with a conscience. You don't operate by principles. Therefore, you will cannibalize your own, you cancer cells that you are. Now, real quick, a word from an important sponsor, Rumble. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for the small creator. They didn't censor or have any biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. Back then, no one thought platforms would ever censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID. But they did. And recently, Facebook admitted that they fell to the pressure of the Biden and Harris administration, but Rumble did not. They held the line. And because of it, Rumble is attacked daily for giving creators like me a voice to talk to you. Rumble is attacked in corporate media, and they're attacked by governments like France. And they're attacked by brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. There's no doubt corporate America is fighting to remove free speech. but Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask of you. But if you really believe in this fight like I do, and you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in the human right of free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with promo code JP when you purchase an annual subscription. To support free speech, go to rumble.com/premium and use code JP. Like I said, if you have the means and you believe in this cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. And if you don't have the means, me and all the other creators and Rumble itself are just happy that you watch me on Rumble. Thank you.